at Classical Guitar Corner, you've asked in the comments, what guitar is that? What guitar is Simon playing? What make is that guitar? Etc. So I wanted to make a video just introducing my guitar that I've used for the last 13 years and also the new guitar that I've got, which I'm really happy about. And you may have been seeing it in recent videos. So for the last 13 years, I've been playing a guitar by Paul Sheridan. Paul Sheridan lives out in Perth in Western Australia, and he's been building for a long time. He's an Australian maker that makes big, loud, powerful instruments that have a lot of silky, warm tones. Other players that use Paul Sheridan, you may have come across Stephanie Jones, who is a young Australian virtuoso traveling the world and very popular on YouTube. And also our very own Dave Belcher at Classical Guitar Corner plays a Paul Sheridan guitar just by sheer coincidence. So the Sheridan guitars, they're almost all, I believe, 640 in scale, the length, where the standard size for a long time was 650 millimeters, 640. It's just a tiny bit easier to play. There's not a huge difference in the scale length, but you can feel a slight difference when you play it. People always asked about these little holes. Can you see them? These, can you see? It's kind of dark. So these holes here, there's a sound port there and a sound port there. You know, I'll get comments on YouTube like, oh, termites have had their way with your guitar, or have you drilled holes in the top of your guitar? What these do is kind of like a fold back speaker for a band on stage. When you're on stage, the sound projects out into the audience, and it's hard sometimes to know how you sound. And so these instruments with the holes drilled in top, these sound ports, they open up the guitar sound to your ear as a player instead of projecting it out the front. These Australian guitars, lattice construction, are very directional with their sound. It goes straight out in front. So it's nice. It makes you feel more involved in the sound that's coming out of the instrument. It just seems louder to you, really. More present. So I really enjoy them, and it makes quite a difference when you play one without it, because you suddenly get that sound world cut off a little bit. Some guitars have a sound port that's quite large, and then the builder gives you a magnetic cap to put on top of the sound port if you don't want to be hearing that same sound. So that's a nice solution too. But Sheridan's very loud. It's been great over the years on stage. I've always just used D'Addario J46 strings on this instrument, and it's worked really, really well. But recently, I was at the GFA in New York City, and a really good friend of mine, Gary Lee, you'll find a video of his on this channel. He's got his own YouTube channel, and he's a builder, a luthier based in New Jersey in the United States. And I've known Gary for many years, and I've known his guitars through Fred Hand and Ben Verdery. And he had a guitar on display at the GFA, and I just absolutely fell in love with it. So I managed to bring it home with me to Sydney, Australia, and here it is. Here is Gary's guitar. This is a different construction. It's a double top. On the top we have a cedar wood and then balsa underneath, and then, spruce on top, of course, because the light color, then balsa wood and then cedar sandwiched underneath there. Maybe if Gary's in the chat, he can correct any. I apologize if I'm saying something wrong. The things that I love about this instrument, the sound, obviously, and the way it plays. So I don't think I've ever played a guitar so well built. It's so easy to play. It's so consistent with pitch, intonation, playability, quality of the tone across the instrument, the blend of bass through treble. It also has this lovely key system here where you can put in like an Allen key and twist it quarter tone this way, quarter tone that way, and it raises and lowers the action, which is really helpful. I mean, I've actually got it set quite low, so it allows you to, it feels kind of almost like an electric guitar. It's so easy to hold down the strings, but of course the trade-off is you get buzzes like that. But if you're not playing something or anything particularly heavy in the hand, it has that lovely flow and lightness of touch that allows for speed and just a ease of the left hand if you ever find yourself cramping up. it is a different sound. It's a different construction, different woods, different everything, and a different sound. I don't think it projects as much as the Sheridan. It's not as robust in that way, but I got it because I do so much recording online for YouTube, and I love the quality of the sound, the consistency of the sound, and it's just also a whole new world for me. I think as a player, you stay with an instrument like this for 13 years, it's nice to explore different sounds. It makes you feel like a different musician, and it opens up new possibilities in your repertoire. So I find myself playing Gary's guitar all the time now, and you'll see it in upcoming videos quite a lot. Now the scale lengths, speaking of 640, this one's actually 644, which I'd never come across before, but because it was a demonstration guitar for Gary at the GFA, he wanted to split the difference. Some people want 650, some people want 640, and so because this wasn't made for anyone in particular, it made it a 644, so everyone's happy. Now Gary has a wonderful guitar video on his guitar channel about the construction of this instrument and his trip to the GFA, so I recommend you head on over to Gary's channel to have a watch of that if you're interested. But now I'd like to play some of the same pieces on the two different instruments so you can hear them side by side, and I'll do my best to edit in and out between the different guitars. So as you can see, I'm really very fortunate to have two wonderful instruments, but they're very different from one another. Very different to play. I have to say that I haven't been playing the Sheridan in the last couple of months, so it feels a little less familiar to me right now than Gary Lee's guitar. But, you know, they're very different instruments. I think they serve different purposes. I recently did a duo with wonderful guitarist Colin Davin, who had a very powerful instrument, and we would try out the two guitars to make a better match, and the Sheridan worked much better because it was projecting more and there was better balance between the instruments. So guitars serve different purposes and have their different strengths and weaknesses, but really in the end what it comes down to is, do you love playing it? Does it make you want to keep playing the instrument until the wee hours of the morning? Then that's the right guitar for you. So hopefully I've answered some of the questions that you might have about the guitars that I play. And if you do have any more questions, please ask them in the comments. Maybe you can share the type of guitar that you're playing. See you next time.